Good day, class. I will not elaborate further about my health condition, but this is the only way that I can give you the requirements for your plate number 8. And considering plate number 8 is your last activity for engineering drawing basic principle, and after this, starting your plate number 9 onwards, will be engineering plans. So with this, the only way is to record my lecture, as it's not possible for me to meet you uh, face to face during our class. So uh, the the option is to give you directly the the template which I used to have it during the class. So with this, I will be sending the files uh, through our group chat messenger, and then all you need to do is just copy it, and if possible, after you copy the file or download the file, you remove it from the group chat so that I will know who really get the or downloaded the file. So the meaning, the same case during our class, that if you left your file in the folder, meaning you're absent, or if not, if you forget, then I was the one who's deleting the file. So take note on that. And I'll go to the content of your plate number 8, so that you will fully understand what you're going, or what you're doing, rather, instead of just copying it exactly what I want you to do. So I want you to fully understand what you're doing by my explanation. And using your plate number 7 as reference, but I will not return your plate number 7. Instead, I will share the PDF file of this, so that you will use the dimensions in doing your plate number 8. Okay, so especially the radius of the circles of this front view, these are very important. So just refer to this drawing when you're doing your plate number 8. Alright, so I will go to your demonstration of plate number 8. So technically the content will be this, except the reference distances. So I will start demonstrating now on how to do it. I will assume uh, the reference starting point somewhere here outside the box, and another one so the isometric view will be here, and then the sectional isometric, I will demonstrate it here. Alright, I'd rather start the isometric view, the complete view, so that when you're doing sectional isometric, you will just copy this, and then just remove the portion which is not needed in this sectional isometric. Okay, that's how you do it. So to begin with, we will use these lines. As you can see, it is not continuous line, but I divided into uh, 1. There's a small one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So where I based that lines, I base it from this 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember those dimension 10, 5, 35, and 10. And with this, I will change my cursor, the mouse cursor, into isometric snap. Okay, then I'll turn this. Now I can start. Let me so that it will be aligned. Let me align this with my center. Okay, then later on I will adjust the center. So the line will be let me check. It's 10, 35, 5, 10. Okay, I can 10. Next one is it's not working properly again. So 10, and then 35, and then 5, and another 10. Okay, so using the same color, it will be difficult for you to locate the exact endpoint of the line. So instead, we will use different color to identify the separation of lines. Okay, so these endpoints of our guideline is very important for the location of the ellipse, the isometric ellipse. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that radius of those circles found in your front view is very important for your ellipse. Okay, I just want to make at least be in line with my uh, with the completed view here. Okay, so this is our guideline. Now we will start doing the isometric ellipse with this mouse cursor orientation. The first ellipse is, so don't forget to type I for uh, isocircle, and first radius is 660. Next radius is 50. Next radius is 34. Next radius is 20, and the next one, and the last one is 15. So those are the ellipse that we the size of the ellipse that we needed to complete this. So after you've done this, you have to identify where are these ellipse will fall based on the guideline here. Okay, like for example this one, it will not be seen from behind because it will be covered. So instead, the last ellipse is here. So which is this? This is the only ellipse with 15 radius that can be seen. So the location of this is based on the sectional elevation. Is the small ellipse is here, and the distance of that is 10 from the last portion of the guideline. So meaning we can move this from here, look for that center, which is this one. Okay, that's simple is on how to locate or to relocate those ellipse. Here we need two of 20 radius, so we have to copy this or move first and then copy to create another uh, item. So we can copy to make it fast and then put it at the last part and then here, and then since this one is no longer needed, we can delete this. Okay, so it's beginning to form now on what we needed. And then this ellipse is this one, so we need two, one here and one here. So we need to know the distance of this based on our guideline. So the center of this is here, it's not here because this center is for the small holes here. Okay, so remember that. So meaning we have to move this from here, move, we have to move it here, and then we will copy here and then put it at the last or the end of our guideline. So that's how it is. So and after that you can just connect it with straight line using the quadrant of the ellipse, and then you can trim the portion which cannot be seen. Even this one you can delete it also, but you can delete or you can trim it later on because we need to move this to first. This one is our guideline for the location of center of the small holes. Okay, so instead of deleting this, we can change the line into phantom, and then you can change this layer into construction guideline. Okay, so the scale is too small compared to my scale here, which is I can see the scale is 250, so we can change the properties of this line into 250, change this to 250, and now it is visible that it is a phantom line. But take note that this line is not supposed to be there because our guideline is in front, which has a center or distance from the inner part or last back part. We have to move it from here to here, and then this one we need to this one here and one here, which will also in line with this. So we have to copy and then put it here, and again need to use straight line using quadrant and connect these two ellipse to complete the bigger part of the object, and then we can use that line to trim the hidden part. So this portion here is not visible anymore because it is covered by this part. So we need to trim this, and that's it. So we completed this part, and we will go to this portion. So there will be no straight line to be created because it will be hidden. Instead, we can use this ellipse to trim the inner ellipse, and it is already complete. So this one, we will change this color in order not to be similar with our object outline. I will change this to yellow. Okay, so we are almost done except the small holes here. So how to do this? Remember, in your plate number 7, you ask I ask you rather to have a hexagon as your guide to locate this position, or the location of your small circles, or rather it is holes. So hexagon or polygon is not applicable in isometric view. So what you need to do is just use these dimensions that I provided: 10, 25, 50, another 25 here, to locate those position or exact position of your holes. And using the circle here as guide, which we already made an ellipse, which is this one, then you can locate the exact position or exact location of your uh, small holes. So this is how you do. Make a temporary line first, and using those dimension 10, you go across the object. Later on you can delete this one. This is only guide. Then there is no specific length, just at least it will go across your object. So this is the first distance, 10. The next is 25, and then next is 50, and the last one is 25, and that's it. So all the portion that intersect this ellipse will be your locations. So I think it's not in the right position. Center will be this one. So I made it wrong. I can move this one. Instead of putting here, because I click on this vertical guideline that I created first. So instead of putting there, it will be here. So don't forget to observe that. Okay, because this vertical is not properly placed as the center of our uh, object. So now this one, I just use this to locate the exact center. So I can remove this, and now, or I can leave it there, not a problem. So now the intersection of this and the one which I created horizontally, or according to the angle, is the location or the center of the small ellipse. So one here, another one here, here's another one, but it will be hidden because of this portion, and another one at the bottom, it will be here. So partly half of the ellipse will be seen, and another one here, and the last one is here. So in order to make it fast, we will just create two ellipse, two sides of ellipse. One is 7 and one is uh, here 7 and 4. So we'll create that, and we will just relocate the small one to this distance, which is exactly this location. Okay, so this is how you do it, using ellipse, isocircle. First radius is 7, second radius is 4. Now we will copy this to copy from here as the center to here, and after that we will trim like that. So this one is not there because the small ellipse will be inside. So as you can see, it is already completed. After that, again, need to remind that the locations are those that I pointed out earlier. So we will copy this, get the exact intersection of this line, the phantom line, and the vertical line. And where is that? This one. Okay, so copy and then locate, look for that intersection, which is that one, and another one is here, and another one will be here. So this portion here cannot be seen, so no need to copy, and one more here, and that's it. So once you've done, you can remove this, or rather you can change this as guideline or construction line by changing the layer like that, so that it cannot visibly seen overlapping your object outline, which is this color. Okay, so this is the one which I said earlier that it will be partly hidden, half only, or almost half, more than half rather, can be seen. So all you need to do is just remove those hidden part, and that's it. So you complete your object, and I will leave you on how to do the hats and gradient. This one is gradient, the section is with hats. Okay, so that's complete, and we will copy this, put it on the other side for the sectional isometric. So with this, we cut it into half, which is our vertical portion is here, so you can do some extra length of your line, and then after that you can trim like this one here. Try to imagine the outcome of your work so that it will be easy for you to trim later on. This one will go up here, So this one is supposed to be, it will go up to this line as well as another line here, like that. So in order for this to reach this line, try to extend this to here. I will try extend. Okay, so it touches there. So which means, or it means that we need one more line here. Okay, and this one will reach up to, oh no, this is enough because cutting line will be here and then it will go there. So opposite of this part is here and then it will go this way. Alright, so exposed part is this one only. This part will be hidden, so meaning you can trim this one, this part from here to here later on. So we are almost created the lines that we need to trim, like this one here. First we can trim this, and half of this ellipse we can trim it now, and this one as well. So this one we can trim this up to here, and this will trim this one also. We can trim this, and then this ellipse trim, this one also trim, and then this one trim, and the one which I mentioned earlier we can trim it out like that. So, and this one we don't need this portion as well as the bottom part, so we'll remove and then trim. Okay, so we're done this part. We are almost the same here. Now we can go in to complete. So we will extend this at the bottom so that we will know. We can copy this line because it will be the same thickness, so meaning the same length of your line. And then we can trim it now, trim, and the half of the bigger ellipse we can trim it also, trim, and even this one we will trim because it's no longer there, and also this one. So these two small ellipse or holes are not required or cannot be seen. Only this 1, 2, 3. This one, it is supposed to be complete. As you can see here, the other part which we deleted it here is visible when we slice the object. So instead of extending this ellipse, which I don't know, if I'm not sure if we can extend, so one side can extend but the other side cannot. So instead we will just locate the center, which is this one here. Try to remember that, or try to figure out where is that one, because we can delete this and then we will copy this complete set. So copy, and we will look for the center, which is this one, and then put it there in the location that I marked. So this one, and that's it. That's the complete ellipse. So but it will be trimmed because it falls on the cutting or the is cutting line. So it will be cut into half. Using this line, we will trim this, and we will use this line to uh, locate this, and this one will go up and one here will go down. Okay, so this one again is short, is supposed to continue here. So instead of copying again or doing a complete ellipse, you can extend like that. So you can trim, 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 and this one can be trimmed also. And one more, or need more lines. Copy this one and put it here, and another one put it here. And this one we need it, this portion, so we can copy and put it here. All right, so we're almost done. And by the way, this portion of ellipse will supposed to touch this line, because it can still we can still see it. So we'll try extending it, and that's it. So it will be the same as this. So to complete this portion, we can just trim those lines, trim, and this one also. Here we will trim, and these two, and here, and also this we cannot see it. So it's done. Now to complete this lower part, all you need to do is just trim these lines also, trim this and this. We can trim and like that. So upper part is not complete, so we will do the same as what we have done with this, and we need one more line here. So in order for you to make it faster, you can do, or you can copy this portion, because it will be the same as here. The only thing is that you have to be very careful about the exact location. So we need to use this reference for the location when we copy this, which is this portion. Okay, so I, instead of creating more lines here and do more trim, we can copy this. Okay, so copy this, this, and this. So that's all you needed, and then copy, use this base to copy it here, and you can delete this. And after that, this is the only part that you will delete, instead of creating more lines, and you're done. So what is missing? The arc here, or the portion of ellipse, which is this one. So just copy and use this. So it is more than what you needed, meaning you just trim the extra portion, and it's done. So again, I will leave the hatch and gradient to you to complete this object. All right, so that's all. And in addition, I mentioned earlier that this is your last plate for engineering drawing principles. And for your next activity or next meeting, be prepared for a reference floor plan. The the requirements of uh, of the plan I already post in the canvas, so you can check and try to look for any reference nearest to my requirements. And if you cannot get the exact plan that based on my requirement, then just try to look as I said, similar or nearest to my requirements, because I can assist you to modify or edit those plans that you have to at least comply to my requirements. You will not exactly follow what your reference is, but instead you use it as guide only. At least you have an idea on what is the plan, uh, because I don't want to supply or provide you a basic plan that all of you will be similar to do, or the same uh, things that you do. So it's better to have your free will to apply commands, architectural symbols, structural symbols. This time, doing plans, the emphasis of this is, of course, the accuracy and the proportion of your drawings with regards to size of your text, dimensions, and the scaling. So scaling will be discussed on how you set the scaling in your in AutoCAD, as well as I will teach you also on how to print your drawing. So this is the time that you will be learning to know on how to set up the drawing from AutoCAD. You can convert it into PDF for printing, or you can directly print it from AutoCAD to printer. All right, so that's all. Um, the same activity. I mean, you can do this in the during the class hours, today 1 to 4, and instead of doing it inside the lab, you can do by your own personal computer or laptop, and then by 4 o'clock, send it to me through messenger. If the problem is, if you don't have laptop or computer, you cannot go inside the laboratory because the file is not available there. I cannot send the file via email to the server. So if ever you use the computer there, it will be hard for you to retrieve your file and bring out to submit it to me by messenger. So that's the problem. So I'm hoping and expecting that all of you has personal computer or laptop to do this activity. Okay, it's not too hard for you to do. I try to explain slowly so that you can follow. Otherwise, if I do it very fast, then some of you cannot catch up. And the only difference is that during our class, you can ask me any time to assist you. But this time, I can't, because we are not in face-to-face mode. So hoping to for you to submit later on with this activity. Okay, thank you, and expecting you to submit it. later. Thank you.